All right, we are back talking thoroughbred racing on the playbooksports.com horse report with Jon Hardoon from the Sheets. John, how's it going?
Good, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a lot of busy behind the scenes work, but and I know how busy you are too. But I also know that you're spending some quality time with your horse, which I think is great.
That was yesterday. Yeah, she did a great job. She won, but whatever.
Whatever. Come on now. Don't be so modest. Second race, right?
Her second
Her
lifetime.
second. Yeah, I know you haven't raced, so her second race.
Right. She ran on the grass first time out, had all kinds of trouble. And yesterday she tried the dirt for the first time after training well on it. And Dylan Davis, the jockey, actually worked her in the workout and asked to ride her, and he gave her a terrific ride.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's take a look. Tell you what, I'm gonna just fast forward here till the stretch run, or right around the part where it gets real exciting. Push this up there. Which is,
Oh, there she is. She's running in second now. She's in the blue and white silk. She tips to the outside. Now, Speed won all four races early yesterday, so no one was passing a horse. But she did good. She dug in. She was game. And Dylan Davis did a terrific job keeping the two horse locked in, because if she got out, she may have won, to be honest with you. But Dylan kept her locked in, and he just got up in the nick of time, and she won and paid $8.70. So all that was good.
yeah, like right around. I mean, here it looks good. I mean, you're thinking, okay, the ride is perfect. Maybe this is the opportunity, but then all of a sudden, the one horse starts to open it up a little bit more, and you got a little. I got a little bit nervous. I'm sure you did too. That well, right here it looks like maybe.
Here, I think I'm getting third at best, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's why you have to be so proud of her, because what a great closing drive.
Yeah, I mean, she could have quit, but she didn't. You know, she had determination, and she did a terrific job.
And so
Again, it was only her second lifetime start, so it's certainly, there's some potential there, and we're very happy with the situation. And it was a terrific buy. My son picked the horse out, and the horse was going to be pinhooked, which means she was going to be resold. However, when it came time for the sale, she wasn't quite ready. So we decided to actually keep her and race her, and it turned out to be the best thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like, when you want to make a trade in baseball, and sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make.
Yep.
Well, that's what happened.
That's great. What's next?
I know, probably an allowance race. We're taking a time with her. We believe in time off between races, so it'll be at least 6 weeks to 2 months before we see her again.
And the payout was about what, 8 something?
$8.70.
So that means next time. Well, it all depends on the type of race and the competition. But what's that?
It depends who she's running again.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this week's races. We have 2 races at Santa Anita. And remember last week we were talking about these Sunshine Million races, and there are a couple of races at Gulfstream. And there are a couple at Santa Anita, and we're going to take one of them at Santa Anita, which is going to be the first race we're actually going to talk about. And that's going to be
next Saturday. This series continues at Gulfstream. This week it's at Santa Anita. Next weekend it's at Gulfstream.
Okay. Very cool.
Of work, because I knew you had the question.
So this is a 6.5 furlong race. Another one of those. See, now I know hillside turf, downhill.
Right.
Okay. These are the ones you like. So I like that. So what does all this mean? Okay. What is this? SNFMFMT. What does all that mean? Is that just an abbreviation of Sunshine Millions and stuff?
Sunshine Millions,
Filly and Mare Turf.
Turf Sprint.
Okay. All right. So $150,000 purse. We'll start with the 1. Alice Marble, winner of 3 of the last 4 since the trainer change. But those 3 were all on dirt. As far as the ones that the horse won.
Yeah, the turfs are too slow. The horse is going to take money because it's Flavian Pratt.
Yeah.
Flavian Pratt and John Velasquez combined have won, I think, 36 out of the 70 races that they've run. I'm serious.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's totally insane. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Two guys dominating like that. However, we're going to get rid of him here because, Pratt or no Pratt, you still need the horse. And I don't like this horse in this spot at all.
Yeah, now the 2 is Velasquez. That's
Johnny?
California Kook. And
Yeah,
this is a horse actually that I'll throw into my exotics. It's not my top choice, and the only reason I'm doing it really is because I just want to have one of these 2 riders in my exotics.
that's
So
a bad way to bet.
I
But
know that's why it's my 4th pick. It's like
yeah.
I'm just going to throw him in.
Listen, the horse has a shot to run a 12. I don't know, think a 12 is going to be good enough, but it may get you in to try a super somewhere.
Yeah, because if you look at it, did run a 7, but that was on dirt. That's the only time we've seen a single digit in a while. Ran a 9, but that's all the way back in 2020. Hasn't run a turf race since July, and the turf only 1 out of 12, 1 win lifetime. All right.
Just a little note, by the way, the 27 that he ran on the dirt, 3 races, she ran on the dirt 3 races back, was without Lasix.
That was a grade 2 race. Yeah.
Right. Her other dirt races, well, they're okay, but they were with Lasix and they were much better. So the horse's worst race that she's run in a long time was without Lasix, and she's off of Lasix tomorrow.
Okay, let's go with the 3. Super Game. Horse that has won 2 of the last 3, but the figures are just a little bit too slow. Did run an 11 last time out, but that was on the dirt. It was supposed to be on turf.
Yeah, but it was on the dirt, and I don't like her.
Matter of fact, there were a lot of horses in this race that have run a lot more on dirt than turf. Nardina. Now, this is a horse that we both like a lot at 12-1. Matter of fact, and we don't do it often, but we're going to have the same top pick, Nardina, a 12-1 shot. Hopefully, the odds will stay 12-1. So last week, what was that horse that you liked that was 10-1? You thought that the horse was going to maybe it'll go down to 6-1, and it went off like an even money.
Wish or Wish at Gulfstream.
That was crazy.
And by the way, you had to jinx us last week.
I know.
Telling everybody how great we were, and then all of a sudden we stunk last week. But and I warned you.
I know. I should know better. That's why I don't like picking the same horses. I should know better.
This racetrack etiquette, and you blew it.
Yes, I did. We got beat by those 2 long shot horses. I had no right being there first and second, and we would have been, cashing at the window.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Anyway, the reason I like this horse is I like the 9 on the turf, 2 starts back at Delmar going long, and that was without Lasix. The last race he ran on synthetic at Golden Gate, which is fine. But I'm betting, I told you last week, and I told the listeners that you want to play horses cutting back in distance, and this horse is the 9. He's cutting back, and she's cutting back in distance off the 9. Is she the most likely winner in the race? I don't know, but at 12-1, she's certainly the right horse to be king at the price. She has the potential to run that 9, and if she runs that 9, you're not going to find many horses that are better.
So it doesn't matter even if it's just a half a furlong. If the distance is cut.
Down the hill. It's down the hill. Right.
The other thing is we take a look at this horse and the 3 9s. You got the 9, which was in August. You got the 9, which was at Santa Anita at 6 furlongs in January. That was a 2nd place finish. And you have a 9 in June at Golden Gate. That was a 5 furlong winning race. So this horse has 3 9s over the last year and a half.
Correct.
Right. 12-1. That's the thing. 12-1. We're not talking a 4-1 horse here.
Look for value. The horse is 12-1.
Yes.
I know Warren Showtime, who we're going to see later on, is the favorite, and Warren Showtime can certainly beat her. However, again, this horse is 12-1. It's strictly a value play.
Okay. Next up is the 5, Smiling Shirley. First race since 2020 for Smiling Shirley. Good luck.
I found a tough spot to bring a horse back off with such a long layoff.
Yeah, good luck. We'll see how she does the first race. Okay, the 6 is a 15-1 shot. and it's a Revelation. Now, Revelation is a horse that we're putting into our exotics, and boy, would it be nice if we can get the 6 with the 4. This is a 15-1 shot. I guess the only thing to be concerned with is maybe all those going from Golden Gate to Santa Anita. But taking a look at the sheets, I mean, this horse has got 3 straight 10s, one of them on turf, 4 11s over the last 7 races. So it's either 10 or 11 in 7 of the last 8 races, and only 2 turf races, but one was a 10 and one was an 11.
Correct. And again, 15-1. The only concern I have with this horse is those were 5 furlong turf races. This is 6.5 furlongs. It's a lot different race. It's a completely different race. I'm using this horse only because she's 15-1. So for that reason, she'll be one of my exacta hookups.
The 7 is Nice Ice, and this horse is just a little bit too slow. 30-1 for a reason. Ran a 13 last time out on turf. The only good thing is the last 3 races on turf, the horse has gone from a 16 to a 14 to a 13.
She's too slow. I mean, she did run a 9 2 years ago, but I'm likely to see it tomorrow.
The 8 Governor got even, and this horse, when the horse was trained by Lisa Bernard, was on at least a 3-race win streak, according to the forms. Then the trainer changed, no wins since then.
Yeah, and the turf race was terrible. You can't like this horse.
Okay, the 9 is the favorite of the race, and we're going to put this horse into our exotics. Warren's Showtime, as you mentioned, because this is the horse to beat. Just Lifetime, Santa Anita, everything is good about this horse, 1-for-1 at this distance. The only minor knock is that in the only race at 6.5 furlongs was the 12. That's it.
But she won with that 12.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's cutting back in distance again tomorrow. Listen, she has number power. She has a lot of 8s.
Yep.
She doesn't really run a bad race. I'm hoping tomorrow she runs a 12 and the 4-horse Nardini runs the 9. But if this horse won, it would be absolutely no surprise.
4 8s in the last 8 races for Warren's Showtime. The 10 is Setamar, a 6-1 shot, no wins last 9. Coming off of 14 last time out. Does have a couple of 10s over the last couple of years, but 6-1, nah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this horse was on the bubble. If she goes off long, I would use her, but at 6-1, I don't want any.
Yeah, that's the thing. The 6-1. That's the Maybe once get to 10-1 around that area, then okay, we'll maybe think about it. All right, the 11 is Eddie's New Dream. A 15-1 shot. Now, not going to be in my exotics, but I wouldn't, it's if you take a look at the 3 races prior to the grade 1 race on dirt, only 3 times on turf, 14, 15, 12. So the horse was actually starting to, maybe that 12 was an indication that the horse was getting comfortable on turf.
Maybe, but the 20 last time out was the worst race of her life, and that was without Lasix. And the 15 2 starts back on the grass at Santa Anita was without Lasix. So to me, this looks like a Lasix, a horse that wants or certainly needs Lasix.
The 12 is a 3-1 shot. This is one of the second choices. You're going to put the 12 also into your exotics, legs galore, 3-1. And you could see why. The only thing about this horse who ran that 6 back in March, the only thing, though, we haven't seen the horse return to single digits since the 6.
Well, those were distance races. The 11, 12, and 12 in her last 3 races were all going around 2 turns. The 6 that she did run, was around 1 turn at Santa Anita. So off of that 6 and off of the 9 before the 6, the horse gets some number power. No one else in the race has ever run a 6. So for that reason, and I'm keying a horse that's 12-1. So I'm keying the 4-horse Nardini and exactas for first and second with the 6, 9, and 12. 4 with the 6, 9, 12 in the 8th race out at Santa Anita.
And I'll do 4 with the 2, 6, and 9. All right, let's go to race number 9. I did want to ask you, because we know I've never asked you about this. What is that AW on the form for?
Where do you see AW is an allowance?
Yeah, so Mike, why does that? Oh, so those are just allowance races.
Races, correct.
So they let you know what the horse does whenever the horse is in an allowance race.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the 9th race at Santa Anita. So you could also do some doubles with our 8th picks and our 9th picks, especially since John likes the long shot, the 4 in the 8th race. It may not be a bad idea to double them up with a horse here in the 9th if it's a favorite. So let's take a look at the horses here in the 150,000 Don Valpredo California Cup Sprint Stakes. Starting with the 1 to 15 to 1 shot, Rifey. If you take out and this is a dirt race, if you take out the last race, the horse has improved over the last 4 on dirt. Unfortunately, the best last was a 12.
Yeah, 12's not going to do it. A 10's not going to do it. So this horse doesn't have much of a chance. And he's coming off a Lasix as well.
Peaceful Transfer. Now, this horse, strangely enough, used to be called Royal Trump. I wonder why the horse changed the name.
And they didn't even get it. They were referring to Royal Trump as a card, something in cards. Has nothing to do with the old president. But they're so crazy.
Nuts.
That's what this world has come to.
Nutty, nutty, nutty. The horse did run a long time ago because this horse is getting old, 7 years old. A couple of years ago, it ran a 5 and a 4. But it did run a 9 in September.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a shot.
Okay, Brickyard Ride is the favorite at 9 to 5. And this horse is, if you take a look at it, nobody's got these 4s like Brickyard Ride. But she's got 3 4s. Now, she would have back up the 4 once. And that was the January-March 4-4. But then after that, all of a sudden went the opposite direction, 11-24. Then ran another 4 in June, then went the opposite direction, 11-26. So what do we make of that?
It's just a very hard race. It's a very hard sheet to read, to be honest with you. You know, the problem is the horse is going to be the favorite. Obviously, if he runs the 4, he's going to win. But he's coming off of a layoff, and there's nothing to indicate on the sheet that he's ready to come back and run the 4, other than the fact that he's been freshened up, and obviously he's been pointing for this race, and it's possible. But I wouldn't bet a horse like this as a favorite, not knowing what he's going to run.
Yeah,
I would use him if I was using a price horse.
Yes. And look, I mean, the horse is so good with those 4s that you have to put him into the exotics. What I don't want to see is some crazy odds on Saturday. I'd be happy with 9 to 5 in my exotics.
Okay.
I just don't know if we're going to get 9 to 5. Okay, next up is the 4 Positivity, a 3 to 1 shot. And this is going to be your top choice. I also like this horse as well. This is one of the Pratt horses, Doug O'Neill Pratt. And coming off a 6 a couple of starts ago at Santa Anita, came back with a 9. So the 4 3 to 1, your top choice.
Well, I like the 6, 2 starts back. The bounce to the 9 was okay. You know, since O'Neill got the horse, he got the 6 out of the horse. And it was a big trainer change coming into that. You know, I like this. I like this horse by default. I have like a lot of knocks on a lot of other horses in the race. To me, this is a solid horse that's going to run the 6, and a 6 will be good enough.
And by the way, Pratt, the first time Pratt will be on board, I guess. So that's a good thing.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah. Okay, the 5 is Loudmouth. Loudmouth. Sadler will be taking over. Loudmouth at 10 to 1. It's been a while. You have to go back to January when Loudmouth ran a 5. Before that, 5 and 6. So this horse had 6.55 basically at the end of 2020 to begin 21, and even a 7 after that. But we've only seen one single digit since then, and that was in September.
That's all true. The only plus I could tell you is that this horse was claimed by Sadler last time out for $80,000. First of all, people don't claim horses for $80,000, and Sadler doesn't claim horses in general either.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that's a plus, you know. But the horse should have certainly run better than the 18 that he ran last time out. That was a disappointing number. You know, the barn switch is a plus. Sadler is better than the trainer that had him. But the trainer that had him did a terrific job with him. He got the 6, the 5, the 5, the 7 out of him, like you said earlier last year. He's a question mark. I guess at a price I could see making a case for him. But this is another one coming off a Lasix. But believe it or not, the 7 that he ran 4 starts back was without Lasix at Los Al. So, I could see going either way. It really would depend on the price.
Okay, the 6 is Let's Get Lucky. And we both have Let's Get Lucky in our exotics at 12-1. Last 3 races gone from a 15 to a 12 to an 8. Now, the 8 was an all-time best. There's a possible bounce, but it's been nearly 2 months off, so that's good. But we're getting 12-1, and and this is a 4-year-old horse, so
Yeah,
the possibilities are there.
he has a license to improve, but again, he's 12-1, and he ran an 8 last time out, and he's got time off, and he is an improving horse, so not the worst idea in the world.
The 7 is Principe Carlo. Now, this is going to be another horse into your exotics. First race in a year. And this is just me going back here because the horse did run in November. But if you take a look at the first race in a year, which was an October race, the horse ran a 15, finished second. Followed that up with a 7, won that race in November, beating the 2 co-second choices in this race.
Okay. Well, you're right. Obviously, if he runs another 7, he could be tough. Problem with him is though that he doesn't really put races together. Even last year, 5:20. Listen, he's 6-1, so he's 6-1, and he has some number power. That's why I used him.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't want that number going down.
No.
And DeSormo won the first time. DeSormo was on board last race, and the horse won. So, Colt Fiction's the last horse, one of the other co-favorites. But this is one of those co-favorites we are not going to put into our exotics at 3-1. Velasquez on board, though, so that's dangerous. A lot to like about the horse. 10 of 11 overall on a fast dirt track with 5 wins. Coming off at 8 last time out at Del Mar.
He's fine. The only problem is he's 3-1, and you can't use all the 3-1. That's the problem. He's okay though, but I just prefer others. I like positively the best, the 4 horse. I'm going to use exact is over the 3, 6, and 7. You can reverse them small if there's room. The 4 with 3, 6, 7 is the way I see it.
Okay, and then I am going to go with the 7, with the 3, the 4, and the 6. And just taking a quick look at the stake schedule coming up next week, there's a couple of... Do we do fairgrounds? No, right?
No, but there's a horse, there's a race, the LeConte.
Yes.
That I have an interest in. I have my dear friend has a horse in the race, and my son manages Gold Square Stable. The horse's name is Cyberknife, who will be running in that race. So maybe we'll be tempted to do it.
Okay, there's 2 grade 3s, including the LeCompte at Fairgrounds next week. You mentioned the Sunshine a Million, couple of those races at Gulfstream. There's a stakes race at Santa Anita. And then we're definitely excited about the week after that when there's a ton of really good stakes races between Gulfstream Park, Santa Anita, and Aqueduct. So, John, appreciate it as always.
Thank you, my friend. Stay safe and be well. Talk to you soon.
Best of luck, everybody.